amazing here.
Why did Lakewood become such a large Jewish hub?
So I think it started with BMG, Spanish Kitover, and then you had a lot. You know BMG?
Yeah, tell me more about BMG, though. I hear it's like the Harvard of yeshivas.
Yes, it's top notch. You just sit and learn all day. You already finished your high school phase. Most people went to Israel already, came back, and they just sit and learn all the time. It's amazing. I used to do it when I was a teenager. Lakewood's an amazing place and everything, and I think I've seen your videos all over. I just think that people get nervous and stuff like that, but you're just coming here filming the truth, and you're working just like we are. That's it. We're all in the same boat.
What should we know about Lakewood?
Great place. Always welcome here.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got it's welcoming for the most part. A few guys are fired up. We try to give them the chance to speak, have a conversation. Do a little.
So you guys can't see this in the video, but that guy seems very reasonable, very accommodating. But now he's got some other dude stepping in between them, trying to shove him in the car, telling him to stop. Don't talk. Don't say anything. That's weird ass behavior to me, man. That's super weird behavior. But let's go.
What whisper did we miss?
Nothing. I gotta go now, but
I love it. To a T. A guy gets a whisper, then he goes quiet. Would you like to say anything? How you doing? Or with this guy whispering in his brethren's ears?
Yakov, I saw you come off mic. Did you want to say something?
No, I was on a phone call. I apologize. I didn't think I did. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, yeah, no, you're good, bro. Yeah, no apology needed, man. I just want to give people an opportunity to chime in. So
you're a great mod. Thanks.
AC.
Hey, what's going on, 3Ski?
When you get done with this video, play that video that I sent you. It got something to do with the same thing we're talking about.
Okay, do me a favor.
It says about the Oregon.
Hey, do me a favor. Send it to my back channel because it's going to get lost in the chat. And Adrian, that video you shared too, if you could send that to me in my back channel, because it's going to get lost in the chat.
Can you put it in the chat too? So
yeah, please put it in the chat again too, so other people can take a look at it. All right, here we go.
He comes up when they're talkative and sweet, and he goes, psst, 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 and they stop talking. It is miraculous. Tyler, good to meet you. What's your name?
if I say something good, you're gonna put it on.
Let's go. We just met up with the guy. He was like pissed off that we come around here and explore. This guy's killing me, dude. Psst, psst. He's treating you like a child.
I know.
This is pathetic. He's treating you like a child. Who is this guy?
You gotta get the code.
Why are you guys? This is pathetic. Let the man speak.
60s, G.
I got him.
Does that not look like suspicious activity? Why is there so much secrecy if you have nothing to hide? Why would he do that?
Navy Federal was just getting 60 back.
He's the head whisperer. All right, tell me what you're gonna say.
Money everyone makes in this town.
B-Way looking at me trying to soak it up. You can't get that cheat code. You can't get that cheat code.
It'll follow us. There's a police response, special response unit, and the cops have their internal laws, and they're gonna just trail us around. Amazing. So given that the cops are being called so often, they're just going to follow us around all day. Land of the free, home of the brave. And then I stumbled upon a kosher collision. Another example of Lakewood's infamously terrible driving. We were just showing how densely trafficked it is out here, how much traffic there is. We wanted to show some of the driving differences out here.
And I want to throw a party with Mac. You hear me, Johnny?
Oh, what does it have to do with bad driving skills or snow?
Just a heads up, man. The last 2 videos he did in these communities in New Jersey, New York, like he witnessed like 5 to 6 accidents while filming this in the same day. So that's why he's joking about the driving practices there. I've never seen that many accidents in a small dense area on the same day like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks. Appreciate
it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's not what happened. Well, actually, no one will.
Totally fair, okay? You need help getting pushed?
You know them are real guys.
All right.
Well, they making up the story because you need to document.
My real kids, folks.
Oh, you just hit the wall. You hit anyone?
My real kids.
Give me a number. I promise I'll make it work for you.
All right, look, give me your email. Give me your email.
Give you my number.
All right, awesome. And what was your first name?
Moshe.
We're gonna do some big stuff.
You're afraid.
I don't even know what's going on. Oh man, these guys are next level. I feel like I got dropped off on an alien planet. And you might be wondering, what is Hatzola and how are they able to blast through red lights like that? It's like a community watch, but they think they are cops. If you notice, they had their lights on and they just ran a red light, just like a police officer would do. No uniform. They had the Jewish uniform on, white pants and the curls in a police car is what it looked like. But he's not a police officer, and he's blasting through the lights like he is a cop. There's a Hot Zola billboard right there, Mike. What is that for?
So just to give some context, the Hot Zola is like their own little community security, and they've got, cars that are marked or whatever, but they're not actual law enforcement. So, they don't have the privilege to run through red lights.
Hot is an ambulance service, not a police service.
Well, that sounds like
It's for sick people. It's not police. It's ambulance.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah, it is an ambulance, but they also have, and what he was talking about, the cops, the one and the ones that are, in cars that have lights and everything similar to cops, but they're not an actual official law enforcement entity. What they do is it's like their own little private security, their own little community security, but it's not an actual licensed law enforcement agency. It's not a regulated law enforcement agency, but what you see them doing is acting and doing things like a law enforcement agency, which you can't do. Law enforcement agencies are exempt from certain rules, have certain privileges because of the nature of their job. So that's
they're talking about Hatzala. This is to save people's lives. Hatzala is Hatzala. It's ambulance to save people's lives.
he said
That's
that,
why they
bro.
go through
He
red
said-
lights.
right, and I agree with you for that part. But then, and that's what you can't do. That's why I'm giving context. But then you see other vehicles, and that's what he's giving context to. That's what he's talking about. I will take that.
He's talking about the wrong thing.
Hey, and speaking about law enforcement, they train all of our law enforcement.
Not sure who they
No,
is.
not in this situation, Three-Ski. Not in this situation.
No, I'm not
This
talking
is-
about
this
that
is-
one. I'm not talking about that one. I'm saying that in Jewish, they train our law enforcement. It's known.
Who trains our law
Most
enforcement?
top cops go there. They do.
No, some
Israel.
municipalities have trainers and some don't. Every municipality has its own law enforcement. It varies from municipality.
Did you hear what I
to
said?
city.
Top cops. They go to
We're the
Israel to
top
get
cops.
trained.
We're the top cops.
Chief
Yeah, I did hear what you said. Huh? What?
law enforcement. They go to Israel to get trained.
Yeah, like which
Yes.
one?
Oh, bro, look it up.
What do you mean look it up? You're the one making the statement. You look it up and come back and make some sense.
I looked it up. I
Anyway,
made sense.
okay,
Don't
all
get
right.
mad.
So Three-Ski,
I'm not mad.
hold on real quick. Let me moderate real quick. So Three-Ski, if you're talking about going to Israel, we're talking about this specific community, this specific instance in this video. So I don't want to get all into that, man. I want to stay right here.
I have the list though. If he wants, it's 4 cities:
Okay,
New
yeah,
York. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, Atlanta, right? San Diego.
All the big cities. Thank you.
Okay, but yeah, no. Norm is correct. I'll retract my statement. That is the ambulance service, but in the video they cut to the other vehicles, and that's what he's bringing context to. So that's why I was explaining it, Norm, because people can't see the video. You guys can only hear it.
All right, but he's misspeaking. Back it up a little bit. He's saying Hatzala and he's wrong.
Well, for that specific shot of the ambulance, but then it goes to another shot, and that's when he starts talking about what he's talking. So that's why I wanted to bring context to it. But Norm, you are correct. I will retract my statement. That is that particular
Thank you.
name. Is
Back it up a little bit. Let's see what he says. Like 30 seconds or something.
Okay.
Ran a red light, just like a police officer would do. No uniform. They had the Jewish uniform on, white pants and the curls in a police car is what it looked like. But
See, a Jew in a police car is what it looked like. So that's what he was talking about. That's where it switched.
Well, he's talking about Hatzala, so maybe he's talking about an ambulance.
Or it could have been the Shomrim. It could have been the Shomrim, Norm.
Yeah, and what I'm saying, Norm, is when he first talked about that, yeah, you saw the shot of the ambulance, and then that's when he brought up, now he's talking about the police cars. So that's what I'm trying to explain, because people can't see it, but the shots are switching as he's bringing context to what's viewed in the video.
not a police officer, and he's blasting through the lights like he is a cop. There's a Hot Zola billboard right there, Mike. What is that for? I mean, you're asking me questions. I don't know if I have the answers to why. Because, once again, because there's competing Hezbollah. You have competing groups of a nonprofit volunteer emergency service. Yes. It sounds like a business, right? But literally every organization out here is a tax exempt 501c3. If you dig through the filing, go on ProPublica.com, you'll be surprised to realize everything basically is a tax exempt 501c3.
And Norm, to your point earlier, these are the similarities. Okay, so I'm not saying everything is exactly the same, but we're seeing a lot of similarities to Minneapolis. That's another thing. A lot of those business or 501c non-taxable charity groups.
Wait, we're going from Hatzola, which is an ambulance service, to what? Actually, yes, an ambulance service is a 501c3 by definition. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's not what he's talking about. You got to follow along, Norm. He switched now.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so what he's talking about is when you look at the majority of businesses in this community, they're overwhelmingly 501c3, and he's showing.
It depends on what the business is.
Okay, but the thing is that you go to any other
daycare.
You go to any other community, Norm, a normal community, the majority of businesses are nonprofits. That's the.
Well, now you have some idea of something called a normal community. I mean, so one guy goes down a couple blocks in a town, and he says, "Oh, these are mostly. What are the businesses? Are they legit or not?"
So if everybody wants to see it, he's actually posting the stats and the data. It's at the 26th. So if you want to click that, you can see all the screenshots.
What are the businesses? I mean, are they legit or they're not legit?
Go to the 26-minute mark, and it's showing right there. You can see it for your own eyes.
Well, if you're looking at it, why don't you just tell the room?
Because I want you to see it for yourself. Because you're the only one that's not tracking this conversation so far.
I'm tracking. Why don't you tell me what you're seeing with your eyes?
You're not tracking because you completely missed the fact that you were still on the ambulance when he clearly said they ran the red light in a police car and they're looking like cops, but they're not cops. So you're the one that's
there's a private security force, which he's calling Hatzola, which he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, that's not what he did. I went back and I rewound it. 20 seconds, Norm, and everybody else heard that he said they went through the red light in the cop. First, he was talking about the Hatzola and the ambulance, and then he said they went through the red light in a cop car, and they look like cops, but they're not cops. So,
question?
And he called them Hatzola.
Question: is it the video at the top, and at what time mark?
26 minutes. Go
this
to 26
video
minutes.
at the top?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. All right, here we go. Let me get back on the video here.
Yes, because it's all through the religions. What are your concerns? Why are we interviewing you? So, I think I echo the concerns of many non-religious people in my area. And the biggest concern is how one group of people gets to act that is separate, segregated from everybody else. And that group being Jews. Yes, Jews, exactly. Yeah, 100%. But you know what? It's in my area, it's Jews. In other areas, like you obviously see the Somalian, right? In Minnesota, there's things that are happening all over the area. But yes, in my particular area.
Did you want to say something, Yaakov? Yaakov, you're off mute. Did you want to chime in?
Hold on. Sorry, 1 second.
I'm trying to.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to be.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm just looking for people to pause it.
Mic is off mute too. Why your mic off mute? Like you just,
Yeah, I can't because I'm scrolled up at the top here. But yeah, like I said, if you want to chime in, I'm looking at mics coming off, so I can give people an opportunity to chime in if they want to have something to say. So
no, you don't talk about El Normo. You got his mic just off while you playing the video. Right?
That's fine as long as he's not making noise. Yeah, that's fine, bro. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, if people want to stay off, as long as they're not disrupting the conversation of the video, that's fine. That's fine. But if you want to chime in, feel free to chime in.
So I just watched a little bit of the video, and so I'm to the point where they're at in New Jersey, and they're saying the Jews are taking over the community. Is that the point of whatever this video is about?
No, what it is it's exposing fraud in general. Right? Fraud, waste, and abuse of taxpayer money. Tyler Oliveira did, this is the second video he's done. The first one he did, let me find the name of the city. I keep forgetting. Let's see, it is Curious Joel in New York City. So he was showing how this community is at 40% below the poverty rate, which the national poverty rate is 10%. So there's an unusually high, it's 4 times what the national average is, and that there's a lot of welfare being received by recipients, which is at a way higher amount than what the national average is in this specific community. But the men are not working. They go to the synagogues and they study the Torah all day. And they have their wives work, and it's just basic, normal, non-skilled fucking labor jobs. And they're wondering, hey, most of these people have, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids, a lot of them. So how is it that you're able to survive on one mediocre income with all these mouths to feed? And they're pulling, and then you have able-bodied men who, instead of going and working and paying their own bills and providing for their own families, they want to sit and study all day. And that's not what we do in this country. If you study on your own time and your own dime, that's how it should work. You still got to work. So what he's trying to expose is that there's a group of people who are taking advantage of the welfare system just so they can do whatever they want to do. And everybody else is working to foot the bill for them when they're not willing to get up and work. So he did that in that community. Now he's in Lakewood, New Jersey, and he's showing the same thing. So it's pretty much a lot of similarities to the fraud that was exposed in Minneapolis, Beth. But what we're seeing here is that what happened in this instance, when Tyler Oliveira went to the Jewish communities to do the same exact thing he did in the Somali community in Minneapolis, the only difference is now his sponsors are dropping him. Patreon killed his account, terminated his account. He has no ad revenue. All the sponsors dropped. Everybody fucking walked away from him and dropped him like a bad habit. But when he did the same exact thing in Minneapolis to the Somali community, we saw none of that. So the point of this room is,
has there been one case of fraud yet?
I'm not done. Yeah, there's several cases. And like I said, if you watch the video, he's got he posts everything. And you can look at it. Yes, there was fraud in the school board where they were shutting down black schools where black poor children were going, and they were funneling that money into their own private Jewish schools.
Has that come up yet?
And you missed it, so you need to go back and do the research. Okay, so watch the video.
Do my research.
He's got everything. He's got all the articles. He's got all the links. He's got everything in these videos, so you can go check it for yourself. But to back to back. So the question I'm asking is that we're told that there's no narrative with the Jewish community that they don't suppress speech. They don't actively try to shut down investigations into their community where there's fraud, waste, and abuse of taxpayer money. Yet what I consistently see with the Jewish community is that whenever someone starts digging and asking questions, we see the same rampant nefarious behavior that we saw in the Somali community. So again, I'm asking, why is there hypocrisy? Why are all these sponsors dropping him when they didn't drop him before? And if you look at Tyler Oliveira's catalog, this is what he does. He goes into big city, he goes into cities, and he investigates what the rumors are and what people are talking about in these cities. He's gone to Chicago, Detroit. He's done with the gangs, with the drugs, with fraud. So this is what he does, and he's doing everything consistent. It's just all of a sudden now, years and years and years. Never lost a sponsor, never lost a Patreon account. All of a sudden, he now shifts the light over to these Jewish communities, and now everybody's fucking mistreating them.
See, I got another one for you too, and it shows you why. In this other video, it's on X, but basically the two videos that I gave you. I know where this shit started from, and then I gave you like their initiative and what's really going on.
Okay, copy. And yeah, just, like I said, put it in the chat so everybody else has access to it, and then just back channel me that way I can keep track of it. So that's why this room is being held. And then secondly, it's not only the Jewish community, it's the Arab community in Dearborn, it's the Somali community in Minneapolis. The government is just handing out free money, unaccountable, willy-nilly, right? And there's a problem with certain communities pushing everybody out, voting their own in, and then they pass legislation to just nilly-willy hand out a bunch of taxpayer dollars. And so there's a bunch of abuse of taxpayer dollars going on, and this is a full-scale government problem all over the United States. So that's what we're discussing, and that's the purpose of this room.
So, see, you're implying that somebody who has 10 kids and study, they're a fraud or a lie or a law being broken?
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Hey, what law is that?
So again, Norm, open your ears.
Yes,
I said fraud, waste, and abuse.
I'm listening. So no crime to do that. Agreed?
Well, it depends. So then hold on real quick.
I'm talking to Steve. So is there a crime there?
So yes, absolutely. Is Tyler Norm, shut the fuck up and let me answer, bro. I've been nothing but nice to you. Okay?
I agree.
Don't do this to me.
Well, somebody sent me down a while ago, but
Yeah,
okay.
because you were doing this shit, bro, and you heard the quality of the conversation.
I was asking questions.
Okay, but you need to give me a chance to answer.
Normiata, you
Everybody-
keep on
Go.
derailing, bro. Shut up.
Yeah, bro, you sitting on.
Yo, stop. Norm, if you're gonna ask me a question, I ask that you give me the respect to answer the question.
Okay.
That's all I ask, because if I ask you a question, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and allow you to answer. Okay. All right, so let's restart this. So yes, Norm, you were out of the room, and there were several instances of fraud that were highlighted in this video, and he has the article, has several articles. So that's what I'm saying. You missed it. I'm not gonna
That was
backtrack.
not my question, Sig.
Yes, it was. You asked if there was
Can I
fraud.
ask you again? No, I said, if a man has 10 kids and he studies all day and gets welfare, is that a crime? That was my question. And if so, what is the crime?
So
You mentioned it a
may
few
not.
times.
Okay, are you done? Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so it may not necessarily be specific fraud in that very case that you laid out, but that's why I said fraud, waste, and abuse. That is actually abuse. So if you're an able-bodied person that can go out and work, it is not fair that you get to live off everybody else's hard work so you can sit around on your ass and study all day. That's not how we do things.
And you've mentioned it a few times. That's why I brought it up. I didn't make that up. So there is no crime I know of that is exemplified by that behavior, right?
So that's why I'm
You
not.
don't like it.
Matt, can I suggest an alternative phrasing?
Let me answer the question.
Yeah.
Let me go after you, Sig.
Okay, let me answer the question.
Yeah.
So Norm, I'm not going to say specifically because once people get elected, they can change legislation. So the guys collecting welfare and sitting on their ass and not going out and work and funding their own lifestyle, it may not necessarily be. God damn it, Norm. God damn it.
Sitting on his ass, he's studying.
I'm gonna give you one more chance, bro. If you ask me a question, shut the fuck up and let me answer the question, and I will let you respond.
Okay.
This is annoying. You're a grown ass adult, Norm. This is annoying as shit.
We're both
So
grown
what I'm
ass
saying-
adults, for the record. Go ahead.
Right. So act like it. I'm the only one
I
acting
say the
like
same
it.
to you. Stop being
Okay,
so fragile. You're a
again,
man.
So again, shut the fuck up. That's the question. Grown adults know to shut the fuck up and allow someone to answer without cutting them off and interjecting.
Yeah.
So again, to answer your question, this specific case, that's why I use the term fraud, waste, and abuse. Whenever we talk about the misuse of taxpayer funds, those are the typical three categories that we classify them in: fraud, waste, and abuse. So there were earlier accounts of fraud, actual fraud, where people were actually indicted and sent to fucking prison. Okay, so yes, there have been a lot of cases of fraud, and that was pointed out in this video. What I'm talking about is it may not be illegal because that jurisdiction may not have laws on the books specifically for that. But what I'm implementing is there is a lot of abuse, and I'm sorry, the average American does not want to pay for somebody else's. They don't want tax money coming out of their paycheck to fund someone else who's not willing to fucking work. Norm, but go ahead, you can respond.
Okay. So I don't know. Is that a fraud?
It's abuse.
Is it a?
Did you not
Okay,
hear
so it's not a fraud.
Okay.
Hang on, we're having a conversation.
Hold on, Alan.
It's
Hold on,
not a
Alan.
fraud and it's not a waste.
Hold on.
Why is it an abuse?
Because Norm, you would. Okay,
Yes.
Norm. Here's the thing. I'm going to send you all my bills, pay my bills, so I can just sit on my ass and play Xbox all day.
Yes.
Would you be okay with that?
So do we give grants to people who?
Norm, can you answer my
study?
question? Norm, can you answer my question? Are you okay?
Xbox? No.
Are you okay with me sending you all my bills and all my debt, so I can sit on my ass and not work and play Xbox all day? Would you be okay with that?
No. What does it have to do with what we're talking about?
Okay, then that's the same logic I'm using to answer your question.
No,
So
it has nothing to do with what we're
It is
talking
abuse.
about.
You have grown able-bodied men,
abuse.
and instead of playing Xbox, they're sitting in the synagogue studying books all day instead of going out
That's right.
working.
That's
And
right.
other people are funding their lifestyle, Norm, which you just
Are you
clearly
aware?
you said
I
is
hear
not right.
that. Are you aware that we have programs that pay for people to study? Did you not know that we have grants? Did you never hear that we have scholarships
And
grants?
it's wrong.
What about for me to go
Oh, I
read
see.
the Bible?
So
though?
you don't believe that the government should pay for study?
So what
No,
about
it's
for
not
me
the
to study
government.
the
It's
Bible?
our money. We're going out busting and breaking up backs.
Okay, taxpayer money that comes from the government, obviously.
Hey,
You don't
the
agree
Bible,
with
is there any money out there for me to study the Bible?
Everybody is talking at once.
Hold on, y'all gotta stop this shit, bro. Give Norm a chance to respond and ask his question.
I've been sitting here quiet.
Everybody is talking at once. Don't get all excited.
When I mute the stage, that doesn't mean you come off mute. You come off mute, I'm gonna kick you down. We're not gonna hurt the quality of this conversation. Give Norm a chance, because I want to be fair with this, and then I'm gonna let Alan and I'm gonna let Blake go because they wanted, and whoever else I wanted to let them chime in. So go ahead, Norm.
So in this country, we have government money set aside for people who study. That's a fact. There's public education, there are Pell Grants, there are scholarships. Yes. So explain to me why somebody who dedicates his life to study, not Xbox, study, why is that a abuse or a waste? It's not a fraud. It's not an abuse. I guess you feel that it's a waste because you don't believe in what he's studying. But if somebody goes to study sociology or pediatrics or psychiatry, you might not agree with it. But nevertheless, the government provides money for that. Because in a liberal society, which is what we are, we believe in the citizens being educated. And we put money into that. So I don't see it as abuse either. Now, if you don't care for it, that's okay. Maybe you don't like the fact that he studies Torah. But I don't see any laws being broken. I don't see that it's wasteful because it seems to be a worthwhile thing to study. And I don't see that it's an abuse, frankly.
Okay, so let me respond to that real quick. I'm going to let Alan and Blake and some other people chime in as well. So again, the difference between public education is little kids can't work. That's why we all agree as a society that we'll chip in to get young kids. Okay, so that right there is a fallacy that you just constructed. So when you have grown-ass able-bodied men who are capable of working and they're having a bunch of kids over what the average American is having, you're talking these guys are having 4 to 10 kids. Okay, no, you don't get to sit and study all day and everybody else is paying your lifestyle, paying for your food, paying for your utilities, paying for your rent, that's just not how we work as a society. We don't agree with that. So that, sir, right there is abuse. And when you have it at the numbers of thousands and thousands of these men in this community, these communities, and this is going on, yeah, that is 100% abuse. And Norm, you even agree. You wouldn't agree to pay my bills and pay my lifestyle for me to sit on my ass and not be productive all day. So if you want to study as a grown-ass adult, you do it on your own dime. Now, scholars like that, okay, that's little incentives here and there. But able-bodied ass men to sit there and just let them sit on their ass and read all day and everybody else has to pay for it? No. Nobody with common sense is going to fucking allow that.
The same thing applies to college students and grad students and med students. We have programs that fund them, not only for their study, but also for their living expenses. This is absolutely the American way.
Yeah, Norm, okay,
I was talking to Sig, Al. I want to hear
Yeah, I know, but
hold on. Guys, don't cut him off. Let him finish, and then Alan can go next, and then we're going to let Blake go.
Very good.
Go ahead.
So yes, America believes in funding education. Bottom line, whether it's a kid or whether it's a grown-up. We send grown-ups to school, we send kids to school. It's considered a value of a liberal society. It's why we have free libraries, why we have community colleges, it's why we have free education. We believe in an educated citizenry. And certainly no laws being broken. So it's just that you don't like what he's studying, that's all, and that's okay. You don't have to. But I don't see that he's broken any laws. And you said thousands. I don't know how many it is. You haven't mentioned how many it is. But yes, there are some communities dedicated to study. And in my view, study is a noble thing. Now, you may feel differently. You may feel that building is a noble thing. I agree with you on that, too. You can get money to do a startup and create some sort of an application. I've done it myself. I've raised money for startups. I didn't get any from I've been to like startup incubators and so forth that are funded. So yes, this is a society that funds the pursuit of ideas and study. And I think that's value and I support it. I'll end it there.
All right, Alan.
all right. Well, thank you, Norm. I love when you use your words of debate to argue conservative cause. But this is not one of those cases. We, as a society, we do value education. Stuck your dick inside your wife 10 times and you got 10 kids. The time to study is over. We also value that in this society. And if you've now popped out 10 kids and you still want to study, we don't value that. And that there lies the problem. All of our liberal social programs are being re-examined in this time period, and I'm sorry, Norm, but Jews are no exception. And those Jewish communities that are doing the same thing that the Somalis and African Americans and Hispanics and any other ethnic group that is abusing the welfare system, they are going to be examined. And like the guy says in the video, there's one point he says, I forget the exact words, but we're at risk. No, the Jewish community is not going to be at risk if the able-bodied men have to go out and work and can't go to the synagogue every day. Because the principle, and I know you're a principled man, the principle here is that as a liberal society, we are willing and feel a moral responsibility to help those who cannot help themselves. And if you try to argue that these men cannot help themselves, then you're going to lose the room. And this is what's being criticized. We value in this country, because you spoke a lot about what we value in this country, we value men who work and who take responsibility for their actions and live and deal with those consequences. You stuck your dick inside your wife, you got kids, you go out and work, period. And there is no reason why the rest of us should fund that, including any grants that the government may give. And using the comparison of kids, well, yeah, we give scholarships to kids on the assumption that they're not exactly adults. An 18-year-old is not exactly an adult. We give that to children. If this guy had 10 kids, figure even consider there was a year between each one. Unless he married his wife when he was 10 and he's still 20, he's now in his late 30s. He ain't a kid. So, no, I'm sorry. That argument doesn't hold water.
Well,
but I will leave it at that.
I respect the consistency of your position as a conservative, and I appreciate your kind words to me. I will say that the Somali community was discovered stealing, having daycare centers with no kids in them. The Jewish community was discovered with an ambulance service. By the way, I've used that ambulance service for my mother, and they come before you even hang up the phone. They're fantastic, and they're volunteers. That's a legitimate thing. The Shomrim, or private security service, because, you ever hear when there's a joke in your town? Well, that has happened to us. Public Enemy. That's to us as well. And so there's a private security. Again, that's a legitimate service. And then, again, somebody who you may disagree. No, I have liberal values and you're a conservative, and that's good. That makes for a good conversation. I do believe in government funding, whether it's medical students or Torah students, whether it's psychiatric students or sociology students. I believe that we put some of our money towards the military, and I believe in that strongly, and we put some of our money towards education. I believe in that as well. What I don't see yet, if there's anything that is either fraudulent, wasteful, or abusive. It's just a question of value.
Abusive is the one where
It's just a question of value. You may not value study, but this community does, and I see no laws being broken.
All right, so Blake, I want to let Blake go next because he was waiting patiently, and then who else? I know somebody else.
Me.
Okay,
I've been asking.
What's up, PP?
Oh, it was Mustachio, yeah. So Blake, Mustachio, and then 3Ski, and then Pepe. Well, go ahead, guys.
I mean, Alan pretty much spoke a lot of my points. My main thing was this, man. It's not that we found that it's legal yet. I mean, hopefully it gets investigated and hopefully there is no fraud. But the more, it's like, look, nobody's going to pay me to go read the Bible. while I got these 4 children to take care of. And I think that's the part that you kind of like deliberately jumping over. You're doing that lawyer thing that you're good at. And you know, that, like, why I can't read the Bible and get paid for it? I'd like to study my Bible and get closer to God, you know. But I gotta work all day. I gotta work 2 jobs, in fact, Norm, take care of my kids. So why does this guy get to do that? Why is there some supremacy in what he's studying? How is what he's studying contributing to my society? Because I mean, paying for a kid to go to medical school, I can see how that trade-off as a society. We saying this guy is going to contribute to society in some grand way. I can see how somebody going off to school to be maybe even a lawyer. As many as we got. But you know, this guy going to study the Torah. I mean, what?
You can
If
get
there's
a
somebody out
scholarship
there
to go to divinity school as well. We got people on this app who have done so.
to study the Bible, to just sit around and read the Bible
school.
with 8.
Divinity.
No, I'm saying
yeah.
with 8. I'm thinking you're missing the point. With 8 children
It's been
in
pretty
this
good so
real
far.
world that we live in,
Yeah.
it's damn near impossible for a person working 50 to 40 hours a week and then working an additional 20 to 30 to supplement. It's damn near impossible to even see 2 children of your own. But you got 8 kids and you still have the time to be able to just study. And like Alan said, I'm sorry, bro, when your threshold of mouths to feed exceed your desires, it's time to put down the guitar, bro. It's time to put down the football, bro. It's time you gotta go to work, my dude. There's a boundary.
Depends on your values.
No, it depends on what it is. Because this is the thing, bro. When this all evens out, if it all evens out, and we ever get to a place where there's no special protections about us even investigating and talking about this stuff freely, bro, y'all gonna meet the same fate that the Somalis are gonna meet soon. We're gonna find out that some books are not as clean or not as kosher as we think we are. But you know, it's all speculation for now.
So you made it up. Okay, you made up a story.
I'm gonna build on top of what Blake said, because if any of y'all have been in my room, you know that it focuses around God and the Bible and stuff like that. I'm actually in cahoots with my pastor to try to get into Bible college, or seminary, as some of you might call it. Now, yes, I might be able to get the schooling itself paid for, but I'm not going to get my apartment, my bills, and all that stuff paid for. I'm going to still have to work on top of going to school. And that's the point I think that's trying to be pushed across here, that you're not getting, Norm. The fact that I still have to go out and work every day, and then in my free time, I'm going to have to go to an online college where in my free time, I can study, I can read the Bible, I can do this stuff. Because I'm a single dad. I'm a single co-parent. I have my kid half the week. I live by myself. Ain't nobody going to pay my bills but me.
No matter.
So that's why it's not fair. That's what we're getting at here, is the fact that some of these guys can have 8, 9 kids and literally do nothing but sit and read the Torah all day. Which, as a Christian, that's the first 4 books of my Bible. So I have more to study than you do. And you get to sit... this Jewish person gets to sit around all day and just read the Torah, while I have to bust my ass and work 2 jobs because I don't get to drive Lyft anymore. I have to work at a car lot and work a side job with my dad just to be able to make ends meet. That's why it's not fair. That's why there's been a big deal.
Because why would you think you can't do exactly what he does?
Would you not cut me off and let me finish first? I have to. Yes, you were.
It's not fair. Why would you think
you're
can't
cutting
do
me off,
exactly?
Norman. That's one of the problems everybody's having with you in this room.
I want you to keep
Well, then
going.
stop interrupting.
I'm not.
That's an issue.
Norm. So again, this is childish, immature, low IQ behavior. The fact that you were able to speak your piece, and I even told people to shut the fuck up to allow you to respond. You're disrespectful, bro. You're being given respect, but you're not giving it in return, and that's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Mr. Asher. You got it.
I'm going to get ready to land my plane here, but I'm going to start back with, I'm going to say I have no problem with the Jews. I love the Jews. Yaakov one of my very good friends on here. I've talked to you plenty of time over in Jeff's room. Norm, you know I have no problem with the Jews. But when I see something that is unfair, when I see something, why does this person get to do something that I don't get to do? Because I want to do that, but I can't. What makes them different? And it's literally just because they're Jewish? That's not fair to me.
I literally asked you 3 times what makes you say you can't do it, and you said that was disrespectful. I knew you were landing your plane. You have landed your plane, and I asked you that question. Who says you can't do it? Why did you say that?
Life says I can't do it. Norm, I'm not going to be. I can't pay my bills if I'm just sitting around studying all the time. I'll get grants or scholarships or have to take out loans to go to school.
You know, there was actually a 16-year-old kid that was on like Dateline, and he said he couldn't get money because his parents were like super poor. Young black kid, he was 16 years old.
Hold on.
He actually
Pepe's next, bro. We got to order tickets.